The night the cowboy found her, the desert wind wasn't the only thing trembling. He had just stepped off his horse when the Apache widow rose from the shadows. Her voice sharp enough to freeze the blood in any man's veins. "Do you only want my body?" she challenged, her dark eyes locked onto his. "Or do you have anything alive left in that heart of yours?" For a heartbeat, the cowboy felt his chest go still. The question hit him deeper than any bullet ever had. But before we continue this powerful story, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Heart Trail Stories, where every tale reminds us that kindness still matters. He hadn't come here for her. Not tonight. Not ever, really. He'd only been following the faint smoke of a lonely campfire, hoping for warm coffee and a human voice before the cold desert swallowed him whole. But what he found was a woman wrapped in grief like a second skin, a widow whose tribe had been scattered, whose husband had been taken by war, and whose future seemed as empty as the canyon behind her. She was sharpening a blade when he arrived, but her words sliced deeper. "You men ride in thinking women like me are nothing but shadows to warm your nights," she said, not looking away. "I'm done being a shadow." He expected anger. He expected fear. He didn't expect pain, not the kind on her face, the kind he recognized in himself. The cowboy took off his hat slowly, letting the firelight reveal the truth in his eyes. "Ma'am, I came for warmth, yes, but not the kind you think. It's been a long time since anyone looked at me like I wasn't just dust on the wind." Her knife paused. Just a fraction. For the first time, she studied him instead of defending herself. "Sit," she finally said. He did. They shared coffee so bitter it tasted like old sorrow. Yet somehow it felt like the sweetest thing he'd had in months. As the night deepened, the widow revealed something he never expected. Her husband hadn't died in battle. He'd died saving a white settler family whose name she never even learned. He'd given his life for strangers, people who feared his people. "I hated him for it at first," she whispered. "But now, I think he just wanted this world to be softer than it is." The cowboy swallowed hard, because suddenly, without warning, her pain folded into his. "My little brother," he said. He used to say the same thing. That a man shouldn't walk past someone hurting, not even an enemy. The widow looked at him differently then. Not as intruder, not as threat, but as someone carrying his own ghost. The twist came when the cowboy pulled something from his saddlebag. A small carved pendant, a turtle symbol. Her breath caught. "That belonged to my husband," she whispered. "My tribe. We thought it was lost." The cowboy nodded slowly. "My brother found it near the river years back and kept it safe. Said one day it'd find its way home. And it had. Right here. Right now. Across a fire, between two people the world had tried to break." The widow's hands trembled as she took it. Not from fear, from the overwhelming truth that kindness still existed in unexpected places. Something changed after that. The cowboy didn't stay for the night. He didn't stay for her body. He stayed until her heart softened enough for her to look at him not as danger, but as someone willing to return what the world had stolen. And before they parted at sunrise, she rested a hand over his chest. "Your heart," she said quietly, "didn't stop last night. It just woke up again." He didn't have an answer. He just knew she was right. As his horse carried him toward the morning light, he realized something he'd forgotten. Sometimes the kindest thing we ever do is remind someone that not all people come to take, some come to return what matters.